Hey guys, AR-15 guy here. So, I've been asked a couple of times this week, what do you need an AR-15 for? Okay, besides the fact that you don't need to justify your freedom of speech, so I shouldn't have to justify how I protect myself, I'll still answer the question. This is what I use for home defense. It's my 12 gauge shotgun, Mossberg Maverick 88. Holds 8 in the tube and will take up to 3-inch. And I got my little OSU sticker there. Anyway, this is what I use for home defense. This is what if you were to break into my house at night, this is what you would encounter. 12 gauge shotgun. And my pistol that I keep bedside as well. Now, if you broke into my house and I wasn't home, I have to have the ability to make sure that my family's protected. My wife's not a shooter. She doesn't go shooting. She's not very... Guns just aren't her thing. So I had to think about, what am I going to get that is going to allow my wife to effectively protect my family? That she can put up to her shoulder and use with ease. With very little recoil, very little need for knowledge. All she has to do is put it up to her shoulder, take the safety off, and put the little red dot wherever she needs to and pull the trigger. That's it. That's all she needs to know how to do. Put it up to her shoulder, line up the red dot, flip the safety, pull the trigger. What gun accomplishes that? What gun can you have very little training on and still use effectively to protect your home? That answers the AR-15. Period. It offers somebody who's not a shooter, not just females, but a vast majority of females, the ability to protect themselves and their families with very little recoil and very little training needed to be able to point and shoot. And chances are, you see a woman with an AR-15 and a 30-round magazine, you're not going to stick around to see the last bullet. I walk into a house and I see somebody pointing an AR-15 at me and this huge magazine hanging down below. I ain't sticking around to see if she can hit me with all 30 shots. I'm getting the heck out of there. So it opens the ability for somebody who's not fully trained. Do I condone not training yourself? Absolutely not. Wife and I are probably going to go through a pistol class together. I'm still working on that. Just because I want her to have the ability to protect herself and the family and have some training behind it. The bottom line is, having an AR-15 broadens the ability for somebody to protect themselves who may only be a casual shooter. It doesn't take a whole lot to be able to put that gun to your shoulder, put the red dot on whatever it is you're aiming at, and pull the trigger. That's it. It's very effective. So anybody who would argue well, you don't need an AR-15. You don't need a high-powered assault rifle. You don't need blah, 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 blah. And that's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. And just to kind of point that out to you, give me just a second here. I go hunting with my dad, and my son just bought his first hunting rifle, and my son has shot his hunting rifle, And I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see that. This is the AR-15 round. Okay? Look at how small that bullet is. Alright? This is just the shell of the 7 mag that my son hunts with. The shell itself is longer than the bullet and shell of the AR-15. Okay? I can take this bullet and I can almost go all the way up to its shoulder into that shell. This would be considered a high power cartridge. This is what they consider a small rifle cartridge. So anybody out there saying that there's this high powered round and blah 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 blah, that's buckus. This is only good. I mean, I know there are people out here that have got videos going out to 600-700 yards, but really accurate, it's only good to about 150-200 yards. That's still quite a bit. This is good to 8, 9,000, 1,200 yards pretty easily. So this is high power. This is not. So now that we've got that handled, it's not a hard power cartridge. It's a small rifle cartridge. So anyway, guys, that's what I want to talk about tonight. Just because you don't have one doesn't mean that they are not a legitimate use. And like I said, you don't have to justify your free speech, and I shouldn't have to justify how I protect my family. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great night.